Hello, this is Tara speaking about turn-ons today with Mary, my good friend Mary. So let's see where Mary is. Okay. Mary, you look
I-
lovely.
I'm here. I'm telling you, you're the only reason I get fixed up for the day.
I feel
And
so
yes,
special.
you are special.
Oh, I feel it.
Yes, just a little example to the audience about flirting. You can even flirt with your friends,
Of
make them
course.
feel good. Yeah,
Yeah, good example because this is about speaking your turn-ons and flirting is a way to do that.
right. Yeah.
Mhm. So
So
last week
you,
we talked about boundaries, right? And then this week we're talking about turn-ons.
right. Yeah,
Mhm.
there's a little lag in your delivery today, Tara. So I'm going to do the best I can
I
to
know.
continue on. Yes, I think the
Thank
redwood
you.
woods want some time with you.
I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just got off the phone with you and said, okay, here's what I have to say about it. So I'd like just to share that again. So
Yay. Well, why
whenever,
don't you begin, love?
okay. So, I remember being a little nervous about speaking about what I want and from my lover. And so how do you start speaking it? And first of all, it's consent. Again, we always go back to consent, right, with everything. And it's not because we want to stifle, but because, if just think about it, if you got this random wild text from someone, it's like, who is this guy? Or who is this girl? What is this? And then you might even text back, the hell's wrong with you? Stop it. Because you don't know their intention and that they're shifting. And so it's always good to have a little discussion like, hey, I want to try to do some sexy talk with you. Would you be open to that? And get their buy-in.
Mhm. Mhm. I love that. For me, it's really about assessing where the person's at, and consent is a great way to do that. And the term I always think about is like land and locate, because you want to get a context for the invitation. You really want to be able to assess what is the nature of this relationship and how are we going to
Mm.
proceed.
Right. Yeah, because the answer could be when you ask for this is, I'm not comfortable with that. And that
Hmm.
can open up another conversation. Well, okay, can we meet somewhere in the middle to move this? Because this is a desire of mine. And that's
Yeah.
how you speak your desire. You start it, but don't get so attached to what you want that you're immovable. And and then slowly you walk that path together and it can be really exciting and fun.
I love that. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. I love this part about not being movable. Like really, you want to have some flexibility. You want to be able to consider
Mhm.
because you are attracted to this person and you want to move things forward. And so maybe what they're suggesting isn't completely 100% that you're in agreement with, but there's some understanding there about what it is that they desire and how you might be able to move forward that in baby steps.
Sure, sure. And so that kind of begs the second step I always recommend, and that is really sitting down and find out what words are a turn on and what ones are a turn off. So there's a wide variety of things that we can do or call or say or refer to. I remember a friend of mine years ago used to refer to his penis as Thor, God of Thunder. And we would laugh and it became a joke, but it was fun as a way to kind of be playful with one another.
I
And
love that.
but yeah, but you've got to find the words that really are not offensive to you, because there are some words that like, ugh, and that can kill the desire in the bedroom, outside the bedroom.
Yes.
It could just be offensive and start a fight.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I had a friend who liked to call his penis Mr. Happy, and I love that. That was very welcoming.
That's right. And a little bit like, I want to see, is it always happy? That's what we like.
Exactly. It makes me happy.
That's right. So how do you get those words then? How do you create them? So to me, there's games you can play. Like you could do where you write a list of things that you find attractive or would be feel good to be heard about yourself or the other person. And then I like to do like a little date night before bed, and you can take your list out if they created a list too, and then you just start trying them on. And it gets to the point where you just laugh and you have fun and it's a good time. And it also can heat things up a little bit when you go, oh, really? Do you really think that about me? And so you can move it in different ways and different archetypes. And there's just a beauty about that.
Yes, yes. And what I love about what you're suggesting is that it's outside of sexual activity, because that's really important. Is that when these conversations are had and they're attached to it, intercourse or sexual activity where people are feeling vulnerable, they're usually not as successful, is what I find, is because that's not the time.
No, no, no. You don't want to do this when you're getting romantic and you want intimacy. You want to do it beforehand, because
Yes.
that kind of creates that excitement there. And then it's like that final thing. Okay, these are the lists. This is what you like. I'm going to try it. Now, here's what I also say though. So when you're going to try it, I always like texting these things and trying them out. Because first of
Love
all,
that.
there's that veil, like, okay, I'm a little uncomfortable doing this, but if I do it by text, you're not looking at me. So you can send that text, but I would always recommend that you have another text venue that's not your regular stream. So you're not sitting in a business meeting and you look at the text from your guy or your girl and you go, and someone's reading it over your shoulder, and then you're trying to slam it. I remember reading a meme that says, I want to be the reason you turn your phone away from people. I love that, but sometimes there's times when we're not expecting it, and we could get embarrassed. So yeah, find another venue. And here's the other thing that creates that excitement, like when there's a text waiting for you in the other text venue.
Mhm.
Oh, that can be really fun, because then you can't wait to get out and go read it, because it's going to be fun and sexy and exciting. So that amps up that energy. That
I
that
love that.
yeah,
That
gets it
those are
going.
really great suggestions, Mary. And I like to use Signal, or I like to use
Mhm.
Telegram for those sexy messages, because then they're encrypted and they're private.
Good eyes. Hmm. Maybe you aren't a sex therapist. Maybe you are a CIA agent.
Shh.
That's right. Sex is all a big cover for her.
What a great cover.
It is. Oh my gosh. So then the last thing that we would do is just implement, because now that you've got these words, then you almost choke up, right? When you want to send the text, you go, oh God, this is
Mm.
going to sound dumb. Be dumb.
Oh,
You know what? If
yeah.
you feel like it's weird or whatever, the only way you're going to get over that or see how things land is to try it. But
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, once you start speaking your desire and step out and make an effort, not just think it, but actually do, you're going to find that it just amps up your sex life and your fun a lot more.
Oh, I love that. And my lover, he says that I'm shy, which is always such a funny contrast, because I'm talking about sex all the time and I'm feel fairly confident in my professional life, but there is the shy side. And so I feel that, like, oh, that's my own insecurity around speaking my desire. And I love that we have these experiences that aren't always unilaterally the same. It's like we get to be uncomfortable or to feel a little bit awkward or be a little bit messy, and that's fun too, because then we learn through that.
Mm. Well, and that's that vulnerability piece, right?
Yes,
Where we can
yes,
actually just be awkward and still feel loved and held by the person we're with.
yes,
And yeah, and I think we're going to be talking about that, not next time, but the fourth time we meet, right? We're going to talk about vulnerability.
yes, we are. Love it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So next week, though, um, persona.
Mhm. Wow, I can't wait for that one.
I know, one of my personas just may show up.
Ah, I can't wait.
Yes.
Mm.
So we're tantalizing you all with the
I feel it.
possibility of seeing a different Mary.
Oh, I love it. I think I'll be the same Tara though. Well, we'll see who shows
Oh,
up.
yes, because it can be scary when there's full on Mary.
I'm
Someone has to be
excited.
the anchor.
I'm feeling it. I'm the straight one.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Well, Tara, thanks. We just thought we'd be brief and kind of hit this off. Is there anything else you wanted to close with?
No, I think that was brilliant. And well, I feel like maybe just recapping succinctly the 3 points, because that's always good to end with, right? These are the three
Sure.
brilliant points that you brought us to today.
Oh, you want me to do it? Because,
Of
all right.
course I do.
All right.
You're
First of
driving the
all,
bus.
I know I'm driving the bus again. I'm going to be riding in the bus next
You got it,
time.
sister.
So the first one is consent. Make sure the person knows that you want to start moving in that direction so they're not surprised and shocked and then you get a poor response from them. And
Love
once
that.
they get buy-in, then you want to create your word list. Like what words
Love
land
it.
well with you that feel good and secure to you that don't trigger you in any way, and be honest about that. And then the third one, after you get your separate little sexy modem for corresponding, is to execute the plan and allow yourself to feel and be awkward, because at first it's going to feel that way, but later on it'll just get hotter and hotter.
I love it. Great recap. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mary.
All
Awesome
right. Thanks.
information.
We'll talk with you soon.
Okay. Much love. Bye.
You too. Bye bye.